Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where we talk about books, manga, and sometimes anime. And as you guys all saw by the title, today I'm going to be talking about all the manga I read in the month of May. So without any further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to start with this only volume I read of the World's books depend on the bean counter. The other world books depend on the bean counter is an isekai BL where we follow our main character, Sei, who was dragged to this world by Jua, the Holy Maiden, who she is supposedly to save the kingdom from this dark miasma is what they call it. And so in our world, Sei tried to help Jua, and then he was dragged along with her to this new place. But in this volume, we see the magic in this world is very toxic to him, so he being exposed to it can be really harmful for him. And in this volume, we see that the commander, his name is Aresh, is going to help Sei deal with that in a very unique way. If you have read this, you already know, but yeah, this is a very good isekai. I really do like it, and I do plan to continue reading the rest. And that was the other world books depend on the bean counter. Let's move on to the other manga that I read, and that was Therapy Game Restart Volume 1. Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. I will say before I start this review that I love the covers of this manga, but the story so far, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy this story, but so far I feel like it's not adding anything to the original story of Therapy Game. We are seeing some character growth for, oh god, I keep forgetting character's name, hold on, Minato. So Minato is having some character growth, and we see how their relationship is starting to get stronger and develop a lot more. But other than that, I feel like it's a very rinse and repeat of the other two volumes of Therapy Game of the original series. Yeah, so far this, although I do like this manga and this story and the characters, the art, everything is very beautiful. We do get to see them talk about the topic of them coming out, especially when it comes to Shizuma's workplace, and also talk about Minato's insecurities, because he is a very insecure guy when it comes to being in a relationship, and so we do see him struggle a lot with that. But that's something that was already talked about in the other two mangas. And yes, so far there's only 4 volumes out, and I just don't see anything new being added to the story that we already didn't know beforehand. But look at this cover, it's so pretty. But with that being said, I do plan to continue reading this story as the volumes come out, and hopefully my thoughts about it change. But so far this story is very meh. It's whatever. There's a lot more BL mangas that have a deeper story and plot to it, but so far this one is very okay, I guess. Yeah, So that's therapy game. Let me move this. And moving on to one that I have reread and never get tired of it is Candy Color Paradox by Isako Natsume. Here is the first volume, the second one, the third one, the fourth, the fifth, and sixth. Now, what is Candy Color Paradox about? We basically follow this couple who involves Inoue and Kaburugi. They work for this gossip magazine, and at first Inoue hates Kaburagi. I think I said that wrong. Kaburagi. He doesn't like him because he thinks Kaburagi stole his girlfriend, and yeah. It starts with Inoue disliking Kaburagi a lot, but then their boss at this magazine ends up teaming them up together, and they basically need to start spending every day of their work together. And we see how slowly but surely Inoue starts to understand Kaburagi a lot more, as well as Kaburagi starts to understand Inoue a bit more, and slowly Inoue's feelings of dislike change for a bit of a crush, and so he starts to get very nervous whenever Kaburagi gets close to him, and Kaburagi notices this, and he starts to just mess around with him, and that's basically how the story begins. And it's a very cute it's a very cute, funny romantic comedy type of BL. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the first mangas BL that I read, and it's one of my favorites for a reason. I never get tired of rereading it, and the reason why I decided to reread this in May was because this was being released. Candy Color Paradox Assorted Pack. So here we just have like short stories that the author has published, and there's also a bit of a like art book type of thing. And I was really excited to read this because it's been a while since this volume 6 was released, and I was so happy and excited to see that we were getting at least this year. And yes, I cannot wait for maybe another volume to be released of Candy Color Paradox, but for now I will have to wait. And that's it for Candy Color Paradox, and let's move on to one that I didn't really like. So a manga that I didn't really like, and I should have read a bit about it before I bought it, is Anyhow the Rabbit is Infatuated with the Puppy. The art of this is very beautiful. That's cute. But the story, it was very icky. It was not for me. I did not like it. It's a big age gap between the characters, and I just it wasn't for me. I didn't really like it. The only reason why I'm going to skip it is because the cover is really pretty, but the story itself, I didn't enjoy it. yes, if you want to know more about it, you can read this. Read the back. Let me remove this. Yeah. Anyways, the age gap was something that I couldn't get into. And the last BL on this thing is this reading log is on or off. I'm not going to flip through it because it's very explicit from the very beginning. So let me show you this. So this is a manhwa, BL manhwa, where this guy, I don't remember his name, and this guy, I also don't remember his name. He's trying to get into to sell this project that he has been working on with a couple that he has created with friends of his university. So he's basically the co-owner of this company, and so he goes to this guy who is the vice president of a bigger company. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, so his project gets rejected because he didn't do a presentation, basically. And so in that desperation to get to at least have this guy see his presentation, let me look at the names. Okay, so Yi Young and Dae Hyun. Yeah, Dae Hyun. So Ji Young goes to where Dae Hyun is at, which is at a bar, and he basically tells him, I would do anything for you to look at this presentation that I have planned. And so Dae Hyun is like, are you sure you're going to do anything? And Ah Young is like, yes, I'll do anything. And by anything he meant, everyone knows. Yeah, and that's basically how it starts. But Dae Hyun is like, I'm not even going to look at this project, so you basically just did all that for nothing. And so Young gets really upset, but little does he know that Dae Hyun actually looks at his project, and then he gets called back to the company to go and work within the company. And that's how these two characters are going to start get closer to one another and develop feelings. I read this online, and this was a reread for me, and yeah, I do like this one. It's very short. I think it's completed 4 volumes, but the author A1 has been working on another season for it, so we might get more volumes for it on or off. And I'm going to leave it there. Okay, moving on to non-BL. I have one that is now one of my favorites mangas of all time of 2024, and that is Tamon's B-side. Here we go. Let's look at the art. It's so pretty. So we basically, for Tamon's B-side, we basically follow this girl. Her. Utage. Utage is a big fan of this J-pop group. Do they say the name? I don't remember if they say the name of this group. Anyways, she's the biggest fan of this group, and so her bias and this group is Tamon, who is this guy. And so she works as a maid. So the name of the group is Face. And so Utage works as a maid to help herself pay for all the merch she buys from this group and all of that. And so one day she gets sent to work at this house where she realizes that the name of this person she's going to clean their house is the same name as her favorite idol. And so she realizes that it is in fact Tamon, but there's a huge difference with the Tamon she knows and the one that's currently at the house she's cleaning. And that's how we see that Tamon's idol persona is really different from how he's actually in real life. And yes, the humor in this is very it's very ridiculous. Let's say it's very ridiculous. It's very funny. It has a type of humor that I really enjoy in mangas. And I never thought I would like this manga as much as I do. And it helps that the art is really beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And yes. And that's basically it. We follow Utage and Tamon. Utage basically keeping Tamon's bedside on how he's actually is, where he's someone that's very shy. He doesn't have any what's the word, self-esteem. He's very gloomy, and yeah, it's basically a idol slice of life comedy type of mixed, but it's one that I really enjoyed, and like I said, it is now one of my favorites of 2024, and I cannot wait to read the other volumes that are out. Another manga that is now one of my favorites is Mr. Villain's Day Off. This is a comedy slice of life, I would think. We basically follow this guy who is the villain. We never get to learn his name, but he's basically from another planet, I think, and has come to Earth to take over and eliminate every human being. And so this first volume, we basically learn that on his days off he likes to go to the zoo and look at pandas. We also have heroes that are called the Rangers, I think, yeah, and this guy is one of them. And the thing is, he doesn't want to fight on his day off. And the thing about this guy, the ranger, is that he has no sense of direction, and so he's always getting lost, and that's how he ends up always somehow mating with the villain. And that's basically it for this manga. We basically see this guy go on his day-to-day life, being a villain and learning new things about the human planet. And yeah, we also learned that he loves pandas. He loves them. And the art is also very beautiful. And yes, I also plan on getting the rest of this series. So in May, I got 2 new favorite mangas. please give them a read. And last but not least, I also read Villains Are Destined to Die, Volume 6 and Volume 4. So the plot thickens. So in Volume 5 we are still at the castle of Prince Callisto. Yes, Callisto. And we see how he is alive after the events of the 4th volume, where he was attacked by assassins, and how Penelope won the games of this series. The hunting games, I think it was. I don't remember. And yeah, and we also see that she is now after oh god, what's this guy's name? Anyways, this guy, his affection has gone up, so now Penelope is not allowed to check the percentage of affection. She basically needs to pay to be able to see the percentage, and that's basically all that happens in this volume of importance. Oh yeah, we also see that Callisto goes and looks for her, and they start to get a bit close. That's the 5th volume, and in this one we get to see her go on a small adventure with Winter, where she gets attacked. The people that are against magic users attack this kid who is the apprentice of Winter, and they go and look for him, and there's like a whole battle where Callisto shows up unannounced, uninvited, and they now have to fight together to go rescue the kid. And essentially the big plot of this volume and the cliffhanger is that these are the people that are against magic users, and their leader, we also see that Penelope has the ability to use magic, and the leader of this group is none other than, let me see where that, it's none other than the real daughter of the Duke, who is Yvonne. And that's where the 6th volume ends. And I don't know when we might get the 7th one, because this is where season 2 of the manhwa ends, and season 3 is currently still being published online. So I think the 7th volume is going to take a while to get printed. And it ended on a big cliffhanger. Yeah, I'm sad. I need to know what happens, especially with this. That's the real daughter of the Duke, of Penelope's father. That's illegal to leave me in such a big cliffhanger. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I had some really good reads in the month of May, and some that were really meh, and others that I just didn't like. But I'm happy that I discovered 2 of my new favorite manga series. And that's it for today's video. I will see you all on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.